Hey, what is up guys, Omogonix here and welcome back to a brand new Godot tutorial here on the channel. So this is part 13 to my horror game tutorial series where I teach you guys how to make a basic horror game in Godot. So before I do get started, I just do want to say that I've recently released a new update for my most recent horror game I've released on Itchio called Cook Me Breakfast. I've added a 13th ending to the game. It will probably be like the final update I do for the game. I've just been doing some updates for it because, it's been getting quite a bit of downloads and I've been very appreciative of all the support. And so I just thought that I would do a few updates for it. But yeah, so if you want to go check it out, be sure to, I'll leave a link down below. But anyways, without further ado, now I'm going to explain what we're going to be doing first off in this part of the horror game tutorial series today. So we've already done quite a bit in this series. One thing I do want to get to at some point is, properly structuring out this level, because right now it doesn't feel very structured to me, and I do want to, make it better. But what I want to focus on right now is getting some mechanics and stuff like that done before we do get to, properly structuring out this level. So the first thing that we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a patrolling enemy AI. So if you remember earlier on in the series, I actually showed you guys how to make an enemy AI which can chase around the player. But today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making some edits to that AI, so then it can actually patrol around, and then it will only chase the player when it spots the player. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's go set it all up. So what you want to do is, let's go into our monster scene. So one thing I do want to do at some point as well is I want to actually make like a proper model for the monster and do animations for it. So for anyone who hasn't taught themselves how to do that yet, then I can help out with that. But what we've got going on here is just our basic capsule with the little red squashed down capsule out the front of it to show that this is, the forward of the AI. This is, where the AI is facing towards. So what we're going to be doing first off is we're going to be making some scripting edits. So first things first, let's actually go back to our level scene. So if you remember earlier on when we were doing our first version of the enemy AI which chases the player, we made a script called Level Manager. And in this script, basically what this does is it gets any enemy AI that is under the monster group, and then it tells it to basically just go to the player. It gets the update target location from the monster AI script, and this is what's used to, make the AI go after the player. And so, yeah. So we are going to be making some changes here. First off, what we're going to be doing is we're not going to be using this level manager script anymore. So on your level, wherever you've got your level manager script, just remove it. Just remove it from the node with the script attached. The reason as to why we're removing this level manager script from the parent node in our scene is because what this is essentially doing, right, is, well, I sort of explained it before, but I'll go into a bit more detail here. So what this is doing is this is getting any enemy AI in our scene that has the monster group tagging on it, and it's then activating the update target location function in the monster AI script, and then it's assigning the player to that function, so then the AI can chase after the player. So basically, it's getting all the AIs to go after one particular location. And with what we're doing now, with how we want these enemy AIs to patrol around, we don't want them to all just go to the same location. We want them to go to different locations. Now, in our project in my project I'm doing here, in this tutorial, I've only got one enemy AI. But let's say, for example, you want to have multiple. You don't want to have them all going to the same location. So that's why we got to remove this level manager script, because all it's doing is it's making all the AIs go after one particular location, and that's the player. So yeah. So that's why we're not going to be using the level manager script anymore. And now, let's go to the monster script. So now let's go to our monster script. And now what we're going to do is we are now going to do, we're going to now add in a process function. I know that we've already got a physics process function but we can also use a process one as well, and I think it would probably be better to use a process function for the update target location thing. So now what we're going to do is in our process function here in our monster script, we're going to write update target location. And this is where we're actually going to now store the location of where we want our AI to go to. So for now, I'm just going to write null. There we go. So the reason as to why I'm just writing null is just a placeholder for now. We will be changing that later on. But now let's make sure that this AI can finally do some patrolling. So what we're going to do first off is we're going to now enter out @export var. So we're doing like a public variable. And we're going to be writing destinations. So what this will be is this will be an array of node 3Ds, and these node 3Ds will basically be our positions that we want our AI to walk to. And also I do recommend you do var RNG as well, since there will be some RNG involved. So we are going to be using a random number generator. Alright, so the next variable we're going to be doing is called current destination. So what this will be for is, let's say for example we have a random destination which is picked from our destinations array. What will happen is it will then get assigned to our current destination variable, since this will be the current destination that our AI will head towards. So in the ready function, if there's any variables I've forgotten at the moment, I will do them later on, but right now what we're going to do is in the ready function, we're going to write RNG equals random number generator dot new. There we go. So this is basically just us creating a random number generator and then assigning it to the RNG variable so then we can use it throughout the script. Another variable that I just remembered that we should add is a variable called chasing. So basically what this will be is this will be a bool that will determine if the AI is chasing the player or not. And then what we're going to do down here is just above the rotation.y equals look direction line, what you want to do is you want to write if chasing equals to true. And then we're going to then highlight this stuff here to do with the distance and the player. And then if the AI catches the player, the jump scare stuff happens. What we're going to do is we're going to highlight this and then press tab to then indent it underneath the if chasing equals to true line. Because this stuff has to do with if the AI is chasing the player. And yeah. Also in the process function here as well, what you want to do is you want to go if chasing equals to false. Then you just put that underneath there. You just tab that in. And then we're going to copy this. And then if chasing equals to true. And then what we're going to do here is we're then going to put the player. So we're going to go player.global_transform.origin and boom. So the global_transform.origin, if you forget what this is, I think I explained it in one of the earlier tutorials, but basically this is just the the player's position basically. So yeah, that's just the simplest way to explain it. So what this is going to be for, where it says update target location null, is this is going to be for our current destination. So let's put that in, current destination, and boom. So if the AI isn't chasing the player, then they will be heading to their current destination from the destinations array over here. And then if the AI is chasing the player, they will of course be chasing the player. So now, let's actually go into our ready function. So when our scene starts, we of course want our AI to start off by going to a random position. So how are we going to do that? Well, here's how we will do that. So what you want to do is you want to go var random dest. You don't have to call the variable random dest, you can call it whatever you like of course, but I'm just going to be calling it random dest. And then what we're going to do is we're going to write equals. So random dest will equal to rng dot rand e range. So basically we're going to be picking a random int, a random integer. An integer is basically just a whole number. And then we're going to write 0, comma, and then destinations dot size, and then -1. So basically what we're doing here is we are creating a new variable called randomDest in the ready function, and then we're using our random number generator variable to then pick a random int between 0 and the size of the destinations, which is our destinations array. So let's say, for example, you've got 8 destinations you want your AI to potentially go to. Basically, what this is doing is this is getting the size of that array of how many destinations are in there. And now, because of how random numbers are picked in Godot, what we have to do is we then have to -1 off of that, because if we don't, then there is a chance of this random number generator picking a null value, and we obviously don't want that. So yeah. So that there is how we're going to be picking our random destination. And then what we will do here is we will then go current destination equals randomDest. And boom, that is how we are going to be assigning the variable there. So once the random destination is then assigned to the current destination, the AI will then start moving towards it. And then you might be thinking to yourself, well, how will we continue to pick random destinations when the AI reaches a destination? Well, here's how we will do that. So let's create a new function. We will call this pick new destination. So when our AI reaches a random destination that it's patrolling to, what will happen is this pick new destination function will happen. And what's going to happen at first is, first off, the AI will go idle. Then after a random number of seconds of being idle, they will then pick a new destination. So what we're going to do to start off here is we're going to go var wait underscore time. Then we're going to go equals rng.randf_range. So we're going to be picking between a random range of floats. So floats are basically numbers with decimal points, like let's say, for example, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, you get it. And then we're going to go parentheses. And then you can enter in any value you want for the minimum wait time or the maximum wait time, because basically what this is going to be is this is just going to be picking between a random range of floats. So for me, it's going to be between 3 seconds and what should be my maximum wait time? I'll do 10 seconds as an example, because it will be based in seconds. So we have a variable called wait time, which is being created, and then we are using our RNG variable to then pick a random number between a random range of floats. So I've got 3, we'll do 3.0 and 10.0. So basically, this will be the number of seconds that your AI will potentially wait for to go to the next location. You can enter in, whatever minimum and maximum value you want here. The left value is going to be like your minimum wait time, then the right value is going to be like your maximum wait time. You can enter in whatever you want there. But then what we're going to do is we're then going to go await get underscore tree dot create underscore timer. So we're going to be creating a new timer, and then we're going to be entering in the wait time, and then we're going to comma false. So basically what false is for is this determines if the timer is going to be always processing. So if the game is paused, then this timer will continue if you have it set to true, but we don't want that, of course. We want it to be set to false. And then dot timeout. And then after the await function, what will happen is you just want to just get this bit of code here, put it in there, and then boom, there we go. So yeah, what's going on here is this is our pick new destination function. This will happen when the AI reaches its target position. And so what will happen is we'll have a variable called wait time, and then we are using our RNG variable to pick a random number between a random range of floats. So I've got 3.0 and 10.0. Again, you can have whatever you want for your minimum and maximum wait time. And then what happens is we have a timer being set up, and it's being assigned with the wait time. So then after that number of seconds, then the AI will pick a new destination. And boom. So that is our AI patrolling script so far. We've just been making edits to our current AI script that we made in an earlier part of the tutorial. So then it's more suited for patrolling. And so now what we're going to do is, in your monster script, so make sure that you go to your like monster AI script, and then what you want to do is you want to select your navigation agent 3D, and then you want to go to node, and then where it says target reached, so where it says target reached here on the navigation agent 3D, you want to go right click connect. And then make sure that you've got selected here, whatever your monster script is attached to. It should be your parent object, of course, so make sure you've got that selected. And then with the receiver method, you then want to type in pick underscore new destination. Pick underscore new underscore destination. And then go connect. And boom. So now, when our AI's target position is reached, this function will now play. Also, as a safety measure to make sure no bugs occur, what we will do in our pick new destination function is we will go if chasing equals to false, and then we will then select this code here and then press tab to indent it. And the reason as to why we're doing this is because, let's say for example the AI is chasing the player, right? That will then mean that the AI's target is the player. So that means that if the AI reaches the player, the pick new destination function will occur. And to make sure that the pick new destination function doesn't occur when the AI is chasing the player, and it's only occurring when the AI isn't chasing the player, is we will then add the if chasing equals to false line of code here. So then we can check if the player is being chased or not. So then if the player isn't being chased, then this code here will happen. But then if the player is being chased, the code won't happen. So we've pretty much got all the patrolling stuff done now, I'm pretty sure. We will test it out, of course, in a bit. But first off, what I want to do is I actually want to go through a few of the variables here which might be important for you guys. So select your navigation agent 3D node, and then go to where you have your pathfinding stuff here. So in the pathfinding tab in your inspector menu, you will see a few variables here that I want to talk about. So first up we have path desired distance. So as you can see here from the description, it reads the distance threshold before a path point is considered to be reached. This allows agents to not have to hit a path point on the path exactly, but only to reach its general area. If this value is set too high, the navigation agent will skip points on the path, which can lead to leaving the navigation mesh. So you can change this value depending on what you want there. So it basically just, determines the desired distance from the path. Now I'm going to keep mine at 1 here since, I've been using it for, a lot of my AIs, and, path desired distance being equal to 1 just seems to be, pretty decent. So I wouldn't recommend changing it, but if you want to play around with it, then be sure to. And then we have target desired distance. So this is the distance threshold before the final target point is considered to be reached. So this is talking about like our actual target. So this will be like our actual, destination or the player, right? So the path is just talking about the path. And then, so basically just, points of a path. And then the target desired distance is actually talking about the target itself. So let's say, for example, you want your AI to, not exactly reach your target distance, but you want them to at least, get close to it. Well, then you could turn up this value, so then instead of only being 1 meter away from the target desired distance in order for it to be considered reached, then you could maybe set it to 5 or 10 meters. And what this will be for as well is this will be important for the target reached function here. So when our new destination is picked. So basically this will determine if your target is actually, in range or not. Alrighty, so now that we've got all that pretty much done, what we're going to do now is we are now going to test it all out. One other quick thing that we'll actually need to do is, and I just only remember this as well, I actually forgot about it for a second, but one other thing that we'll need to do is we'll actually need to, add destinations into our level for our AI to go to, so then we can actually assign them into our AI's destinations array that we have going on here. So what we're going to do is in our level node, in our level scene, So I'm just going to go to my parent level node here, go add child node, then node 3D, and boom. And I'm just going to call this destination. And there we go. So now I'm going to just place this somewhere, just maybe over here, for example. And what I usually like to do as well when I do random destinations sometimes, is sometimes I actually like to add a mesh instance to them. So I'll go mesh instance 3D, and then give it a box mesh. And usually I'll just, give it a box mesh as like a placeholder so that I know where it actually is and that I don't lose sight of it. But then I usually just disable it, afterwards, of course. But yeah, so you might want to do that just in case, as just a little working measure. And then I'm just going to place a couple random destinations around the level that the AI can walk to, so then we can follow the AI and test it all out. Alrighty, so I've got a couple random destinations around. I think I'll just add a few more. But something else you might want to do as well is you might want to select your destinations and then reparent them under a parent node. And the reason as to why is just because, it's just nice to have your scene kept neat and tidy and just have things under parent nodes and stuff like that. So at the moment I've got 5 destinations, but I think probably I'll do 8 to be safe. And there we go. So now if you want to, you can remove the, if you did what I did and added mesh instances as children to your destinations, you can either just, disable them or, even just get rid of them if you want to. I'm just going to get rid of them. And boom. And so now I've got my 8 destinations in the scene. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my monster. And then with the destinations array here, I'm now going to add 8 different elements to it since I have 8 different positions. And there we go. And so now I'm going to then assign all my 8 destinations into these empty variables here. So I'm going to go type destination, and then destination 2, destination 3. So now we have our destinations assigned to our AI. And I think we should be ready to test it. If there is anything I've forgotten, I will know when I do test, of course, because then I'll, see if it's working or not. But yeah, so overall, I think we're all good to start now and test it all out. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do is we're going to now fully test this out. Alright, go play. Oh, wait a second. Alright guys, so there's a little mistake that I made in the script. I just noticed an error I got. I was thinking, wait, well, what's wrong? I swear I did everything right. But now I know. So as you guys know, if you pay attention here, see how with the player in the update target location thingy here, right, how I have player.global_transform.origin? Well, try guess what I did wrong with this one. Well, of course, I forgot to put .global_transform.origin. So yeah, so don't forget to do that with your current destination. Alright, so there's another big blunder that I just made as well. And that is that I forgot to do this. So when we are picking a random destination from the destinations array, what we need to do is we need to actually add in destinations and then random dest. Oh man, I feel so dumb right now for forgetting that, because that is actually quite an important thing. But anyways, sorry guys, my mind's been all over the place today. But yeah, I'll include some text in an earlier part of the tutorial to explain oh, I forgot to do a particular thing here, which I fix up later on. But yeah, anyways, now that should all be good. I feel like I've botched a lot in this tutorial with the destination stuff. But anyways, it should all be goods now. So what I'm going to do in order to test this out properly, because the flashlight is bothering me, is I'm just going to make it so then the drain rate equals to 0, so then the flashlight doesn't drain at all. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do in order to test this out, because that's just really, really annoying me, that flashlight is. Alright, so now let's properly test this out. Alrighty, so as you can see, here is our AI. I think it's struggling to choose between what position to go to. That's, awkward. It seems to, like, struggle a bit between where it wants to go to. So in order to test this out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go print string random underscore... Oh, wait, no. I should probably do it after this bit here. There we go. Boom, we're going to go print string random underscore des, just so then we can see what AI destination is being selected here. Alright, so as you can see here in the output section down below, it's like the AI just continuously picks a destination. It's very random. And then it will finally just settle on picking one particular destination. So as you can see there in the output, it's bugging out. So that's exactly what I thought was happening, and that's exactly what is happening. Alright, so for the last about 10 to 15 minutes, I've been trying to figure out what exactly is going on here, because whenever our AI reaches its destination, when it picks a new destination, it just keeps on repeatedly doing it over and over again, almost every frame, right? And obviously we don't want that, so how are we going to stop that from happening? Well, after thinking for a bit, that's when I finally remembered something. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a new bool, and we're going to call this var able to pick. The reason as to why I'm calling it this is because this will determine if a new destination can be picked. So I'm going to call this false for now. And then in the pick new destination function, what you want to do is where we have if chasing equals to false, you then want to write end, so you want to do double end signs. And then we're going to write able underscore to pick equals to false. And then in the next line here, we're then going to write able underscore to pick equals to true. So basically what's happening here is basically we're making sure that this pick new destination function doesn't occur almost every frame basically when the target destination is reached. And then after we actually pick our new current destination, what will happen is then able to pick will then equal to false again. And then boom, that should work. Something else which I want to do as well is I want to actually move up this distance line of code here in the physics process function just up to the normal process function, just because I think it'll be better suited there. But yeah. So what we're going to do is, you know how we just moved our distance line of code before? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to actually copy this and then paste it into this part right here. And then we're going to replace player with current underscore destination. And then with our pick new destination line of code, where we have the if chasing equals to false and if able to pick equals to false, what we're then going to write here is if distance is less than equal to 1, you could also just write, you could also do this, you could also do if the distance is less than equal to the navigation agent 3D's target desired distance, if you want to do it that way. Otherwise, you can just write a number like 1, for example. So what we're going to do, so what this is going to make sure of is this is going to make sure that whilst the AI is going to another destination can't actually be picked unless the player is actually within distance of that destination. So yeah. And then just to do another double check, just to be double safe, down here what we're going to do is I'm actually then going to then put this, just going to copy this bit here, then I'm going to write if distance less than equal to 1, then only the destination will only be able to be picked down here if the distance is less than equal to 1 on the current destination. So yeah. So there we go, hopefully them few measures we've just implemented will help our AI's, you know, movement be more stable with how it picks positions and stuff. And now, let's test this one final time, hopefully. Hopefully there is no more issues like that. I will be ending off this tutorial right after testing this out, and hopefully it will work. Alrighty, so now let's pay attention to the AI and hopefully everything all works out. So right now he's just gone over to Destination 4, and then he's picked Destination 4 again. One thing which I do want to do is I want to implement a bit of code to make sure that the AI can't actually pick double destination again. I might not do it in this part, but I'll do it in maybe the next part when we do continue on the AI. Yeah, so right now the AI is only picking new positions when it is actually within distance of its current destination. So yeah, the AI is functioning just as normal now. Everything's all functioning quite well. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. If there's one thing that I find annoying about this game, it's all the different sounds in it, because, you know, I'm trying to record a video. But yeah, so now the AI is patrolling normally. It is now picking its random destinations normally, and it's going to them as expected. So yeah. So overall, guys, that is the end of this tutorial. We will be working more on this patrolling AI in the next part. What we're going to be doing is we're going to make sure that the AI can no longer pick double destinations, meaning if it picks, let's say, for example, destination number 6, then it goes to destination number 6, and then it, you know, picks it over and over again like it is right now. We've got 3 6s right there. You know, we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen, because, you know, sometimes you can get a bit unlucky and the AI can just pick the same destination over and over again if it chooses that random number. But yeah. So, yeah, overall, thanks for watching. One thing which I also want to do is I want to make sure that the AI can chase the player. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but we will be making sure that when the AI spots the player, it can eventually chase it. So that's something else that I want to do in the next part as well. And yeah, overall, we've got this patrolling AI working quite nicely. You could also use this code as well for if you just want to do like pedestrians in a game or something like that, or just, you know, normal AIs walking around in an area. It doesn't have to particularly be even like an enemy horror AI which you have patrolling around. It could be any kind of AI, but yeah. I might even do like a singular tutorial on this someday as well, outside of this horror game tutorial series, so then it's more easier for people to follow who just want this particular thing. And also because now I've actually taught how to do it in this horror game tutorial series, it is going to be much more easier for me to teach it in a singular tutorial, so yeah. But yeah, so overall, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.